Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. O my Guru, gracious, I owe my all to you. Wishing you all a very good morning. Yeah, the question for us today is attach or detach for our today's discussion. It all starts in the early morning when the alarm is ringing, whether to attach to the laziness and continue sleeping or get detached from it and actively wake up and start our routines. Attach or detach. So next, doing the exercises, same thing, same question. And then the breakfast, whether we will get what we wanted or how to react when it is not happening as our expectation. Or if at all the same breakfast came, which we prefer, whether to attach or detach, when to stop, or how much is too much. So almost all through the daily life, in all situations, whatever be the age of most of us, we will be having this question in many of the situations in our life. If not going through these situations, almost all of us might have gone through a farewell experience, right? Either from college or school level, or from the official workplace, or if not, it may be from a social community when we are leaving a place and going to a new place. So in all those farewells, there is a common feeling to all of us, right? We will be having a great missing kind of feeling. So something is missing from us when we are losing the long habituated circle, either it is with friends or the places or the materials, right? So that will be the basic feeling for all of us in the farewells. Some of us will make some resolution also, because to avoid this missing in the new place, whenever we go to the next place, we will not go to this level of interaction with others. Means we will not expand our friend circle more than a level to avoid this similar feeling. This will be a kind of resolution when we are leaving from the old place. But again, when we ended up in a new place, this attached or detached question will confuse us and we'll be ending up with same situation again. So it seems to be like a practical challenge in current life, right? So all of us are relying on others. So the relationship is very important in our way of life currently. And also the society. We are relying on the society, right? So many things, we cannot make everything what we wanted by our own. So we have to rely on others as a society. So mutually helping each other to have a peaceful and blissful life. So that is the reason this attach or detach is being a challenge for all of us. And another problem with that is both, if you think independently which one to select, either to get attached all through our life or either to get detached in all the things all through our life. Both independently, if you are analyzing, both are problematic ones. So that is the reason it's being a challenge to all of us. So when we talk about attachment path, if you're selecting to get attached with everything in our life, so it depends on the thing what we are getting attached to, right? If it is the right person or right material in a right manner, then that attachment will create pleasure. Otherwise, that will be causing the other way also. At the same time, when we talk about detached path, so if you are going in that, then there will be no much progress at all in our life, right? When we are talking about practical life, which has continuous growth and transformation to the next level, which is one of our life's objective. So when we are trying to visualize in that manner, the detachment alone cannot help us also to fulfill all our needs. And after a moment, we may feel some kind of dry life, right? So if you are selecting that path fully. So that is the reason independently both are creating some kind of problems if you are not having proper way of managing it. So that is the main reason of this challenge to all of us. Yeah, next we will think about why this problem. So if these two paths are independent, why there is a problem, and how can we manage that? So that is what, for understanding that, we need to have some kind of awareness on our own system. Like within ourselves, the mind is functioning. So the functioning of mind has to be understood properly to realize why this attachment and detachment creates pain or pleasure for us in different situations. So when we talk about mind's functioning, as we learned in Vedatriyam, we have millions of life force particles within our body, which are continuously spinning around due to the universe where we are exposed to. So due to this spinning motion, the biomagnetism is produced within our body. So that is the base fuel or energy for all the physical or physiological or mental functioning within our body. So as we have seen in Vedatriyam, the biomagnetism, when it is spent through the five sensory organs, it gets converted based on the nature of that organ, which is being consuming the biomagnetism. Then we will be realizing different sensations. So that is the way the sensory pleasure is felt by our system as a body. And also then the same biomagnetism is spent through brain. That is called as thought. So as we all know, the thought is a powerful element which drives our life, right? So it all depends on the nature of the thought of all we have from our system. So how that's getting originated? So we know that there is a set of imprints which occurred from all the previous our human being, right from our parents and forefathers and up to the first living being. Even before that, whatever the living creatures in this universe, and up to the absolute space, which was the origin for everything. So all this connectivity within us has occurred some kind of imprints, and it is stored within us in our genetic center. So that will be triggering whenever we go to the similar frequency. So that will be triggered to create some kind of process in our mind. So we are getting some new thought that will be ended up with some deed that will produce some result. So that's what we have understood about the full stages of mind, when right from the sensation stage up to the result stage. So in this process, when there is a need really there is a physical inefficiency or physical emptiness of biomagnetism within our body. So we will be having some kind of raised feeling, which is called as sensation. So that sensation is creating a need within us. So that will make us to go for doing something, some activity or deed to satisfy that need. So when the process is happening within this need and satisfaction, there's no problem at all. So when that is continuing, so we have seen some kind of results for that, right? So when the pleasure is seen, so the need becomes to the greed level. There the problem starts. So this attachment and detachment also coming in picture because of that only. So when the need is repeatedly getting satisfied and pleasure is seen by the body, so again, when the similar situation is coming, it's cyclically getting repeated. So still, when it is getting satisfied to some extent or within that need level, there is no problem at all. When we are going to some kind of higher expectation or beyond the need level, so when we are trying to acquire things for our own self, and it becomes a problem, right? So that will be creating some kind of disharmony between the people around us when we are exhibiting that kind of behavior or attitude from ourselves. So this is what we need to understand, and the process within our body, what is happening, right? The mind's functioning, we cannot stop because the thoughts cannot be stopped by anyone. As long as we are living, thoughts will keep on arising within us. And the mind also, we can try to regulate, try to strengthen it, but we cannot control the mind, which is also another very difficult thing within us, right? So that is the reason this attachment or detachment kind of feeling cannot be avoided or cannot be stopped totally. So we should go through that. So only thing what we can do is, so similar to that biomagnetic energy conservation, we can say like we need to have some kind of moderation in all our activities we do. So that moderation only can help to manage this attachment, detachment situation also in our life. Yeah, so how to handle, so this moderation, is it that easy? That also we learned in Vedatrium, right? So after learning the meditation, after strengthening our mind, we have gone through the introspection practices, which gave some kind of knowledge to all of us, how to manage the practical situation and how to maintain the relationship with our surrounding, with our fellow human beings, as well as with the nature. So that connectivity will be helping us to gradually purify our genetic center also, so that we will be able to get good set of imprints, which will be resulting on good deeds, so that will be producing the positive results also. So that is the way we are trying to transform our life from the usual path to Vedatrium path. So when we talk about the moderation, our Guru has given a clear methodology, right? The limit and method. So any kind of enjoyment, any kind of satisfaction or need satisfaction situation. So we need to adopt the limit and method in satisfying that need. So if that is followed, there is no problem. And also he has given a clear set of things which need to be followed with strict moderation. We need to have moderation on those mentioned items also. So when we follow those, we will be able to handle this kind of attachment and detachment in a better manner. So here is one example shown, right? The lotus leaves, even though it is there with water in most of the time, so the relationship or the attachment with the water itself, it contains it when the water is coming into the leaf, the leaf will contain the water, but it will be leaving it as long as it wanted, right? So that kind of method we need to follow in some kind of relationship or some kind of material attachment when it comes also. We all know that it is for a short time, and this short time pleasure giving materials are not permanent ones. And when we have the attachment in long term point of view with those kind of materials, that will not be giving a positive result to us. It will not be giving everlasting pleasure to us. It will be a short term only. So that is the reason the attachment which we need to keep on is the material or substance which is not changeable. So which means that the absolute space. When we are going to that level, we will be able to make the everlasting happiness or bliss in our life. But in practical life, according to the situation, is it possible to change the approach on attachment and detachment based on the real life situation with our relationship or any kind of material? Or, for example, when we talk about food, is it practical to implement this detachment or attachment? Someone who is new to Vedatriya may feel that it is not practical because it needs some kind of control or some dedicated practice, right? But by human nature, it is practically being done by most of us in very easy manner. Here I thought of quoting a story. There was a house in a village which is on fire. So the house is burning. So people are all in panic situation. They are trying to put out the fire, but since it is huge fire and the big house is burning. So the house owner who is watching it is an old rich man. He has many houses, and this is one of the big house in that village. And he was even planning to sell for a good price. In that moment only, that house caught fire. So when he's watching that, so he was having a kind of big missing within him, right? So the material, the house, which was very close to his heart because it can give a good value of money for him if he is selling that. So that way of attachment was there. When he is seeing that on fire, he couldn't tolerate, and he, without his control, the tears started pouring from his eyes. So that was the situation he was standing in. On that moment, his elder son came to him and told him that, oh, what happened? Don't get worried because I just sold this house yesterday. Even we couldn't discuss about that. So meantime, it got fired. So don't get worried. This is what I want to tell you. The house is sold to another person. Immediately, the feeling of the rich man is totally getting changed. He became like, instead of having an attachment as an owner to that house, he was also watching that as a third person who are all trying to put out the fire, right? So the feeling has become drastically changed to uh, another side. The reason is the attachment. The attachment is not there since the house is sold to another person. Now he is no more the owner of that house, and the money is also taken from that person. So that is the reason he is having a different feeling now, right? So that was continuing for a few more minutes in that way. Then the second son came to the rich man, the old man, and he was giving another message. No, 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 what happened? You are not trying to put out the fire. Our house is on fire. And what are you doing now? So he said that, no, your elder brother has sold this house to another man yesterday. So it's not our house now. But anyway, we are trying to put out the fire. Then again, he said, no, 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 I went with that check to the bank. Due to some reason, it got bounced back. So we didn't get the money yet from that person. We may need to go to him, and I don't know now what he will say because the house is on fire. How can we get the money? So still we didn't get the money from him. So again, after hearing that, the old man's side has changed now, right? Again, that owner situation came and he's owning the house. The attachment came in picture. So this is what the reality. This story gives a clear picture that the practical life, when the situation is changing, when persons are changing around us, we will be able to have this detachment and attachment easily practiced also, right? So only thing that was happening without full awareness. So if you are trying to apply our knowledge on this in managing all the relationship and maintaining the harmony between the situation, between the things or persons we are interacting to. So we will be able to easily master on managing this attachment and detachment. Again, how to handle this with more effective way. Our Guru Vedanta Maharishi is giving a clear explanation on one of the quote about the feeling and attachment. There is a slight difference he's bringing here on the term feeling and the attachment. So when we term it as feeling, so feeling is a link between the substance or material or person and ourselves, right? So there is some boundary which is kept when we talk about feeling. But when we talk about attachment, it is without any expectation or without any other differences between the material or person. We are getting immersed into that. So that is what he termed that as attachment. If that kind of attachment, when it is there, there is no duality. There is no differences between the substance or person and ourselves. So it became like one with that. So we are getting totally immersed to that. That is what he is terming that as attachment. And if that kind of attachment is practiced in our practical life, in all the materials as well as the relationships we go through, so that will be giving definitely a positive result. And that is what the hint he is giving in this quote. So the attachment path with a different understanding on that term itself. So attachment when we talk about, so with what we are getting attached and with what way we are getting attached. So this kind of attachment may give positive results. So we need to differentiate the feeling and attachment. So that is what he tried hinting us in this quote. And he was further explaining in another poem for having an effective way of adoption in our lifetime for managing this. So this poem in Tamil, you might have heard many times. The first line at least, Netril, Uchil, Nyavagamayiru. So always we used to hear in many situations or many speeches this line, right? So this is the whole poem by our guru on this wordings he started with. So I tried to translate that in English to share with you all today. Keep your focus at your forehead and top of the head. As we know, the forehead, it is the center for Agna, and the top of the head, that is the crown portion, which is Turiya. So always keep your focus at Agna and Turiya and look closely inside you, then the outer world. So we have to go towards inner journey. So deep into us, what it is there that has to be looked closely and realize that. Then again, look the outer world also up to the inner substance of that outer world, so that we will be able to realize the connectivity between us and the outer world. So we will be able to understand the togetherness or similarities of all the substances or living beings or whatever we see, nature, everything is originated from the single source. So that is what we are trying to understand. Then they implement the learnings in all your activities. So whatever we understood, that has to be implemented in all our activities, which we do in our day-to-day life. And then also with constant awareness of this connectivity, because when the previous quote, he was giving a hint, right? The attachment. The attachment, when we term that, it should not be like a feeling. It's not like a small connection with a boundary. It is immersing into it. So that kind of attachment, when we go, so we will be able to go to the origin of every living being. So that constant awareness also to be maintained when we are implementing all these learnings in all our activities. So then we will be able to see the result in our life on habituation of detached attachment. So this is the key message, right, given by our guru, the detached attachment. So there are many kind of concepts being talked about this attached or detached pathways. And our guru is telling that we should adopt the attachment path, but that attachment has to be a detached attachment. So that only will give our uh, result, positive result in our life. The harmony will be maintained in all the situations, whether it is the material or the persons. When we are following this detached attachment concept, we will be able to maintain the harmony all through the life in all practical situations. So that is what this poem is giving us, and thought of sharing with you all as a topic of today's discussion. Yeah, thank you for listening, and be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by the divine. Thank you, Anandaraja sir. Thank you.